All right, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of how to identify the terminals on a forward reversing motor starter. If you're wearing a motor starter out in the field, you may have just the open contactors out and you connect, everything's maybe labeled. Here we've got 14, 15, 4, and 5, which are our two coils. But that's not always a given in the field. It's fairly common for the labeling to wear off with time. If you're doing an installation where you've got motor starters that are in drawers in an MCC, all these terminals are usually brought out to a terminal strip. I have opened up MCCs and found the label for the terminal strip is so faded that you can't read it anymore. Sometimes they fall off. Various things happen. So it's an important skill for us to have to be able to identify our all the terminals on a motor starter. And we're simply going to use an ohm meter. So to identify our coils, if we put an ohm meter across those, we put our ohm meter across this set of terminals, you'll see we get a resistance 153 ohms. So that's going to be the resistance of the coil itself. So when you get a resistance in that 100 to 200 ohms range kind of thing, you can be fairly sure that that's your coils. Whereas when we go to our interlock, if you find another set of terminals that is closed, we've got 2.23 ohms on there. Okay. Well, we know that that's an interlock coil, but is that a forward or a reverse interlock coil? Well, we just push in the armatures and see that one goes to open. So we know that that's the interlock coil associated with the forward contactor. So it's going to go in the stop circuit for the reverse coil when we do our wiring diagram. If we have a contact that's closed here, oh, didn't change with that armature, didn't change with that armature, it's probably our overload set of contacts, right? That's the only set of normally closed contacts you're typically going to have. If this one had a manual trip feature, which it does not, we could trip our overloads and check it that way. But if you find a set of contacts that's closed and doesn't change when you move either armature, you can your first inclination would be that is your overload contacts. Holding contacts, of course, are going to be, we're going to find a set of terminals, and this is not going to be a super fast process. Usually I go through and ohm out and find all the closed ones first and then try to decipher which open ones are pairs. We've got an open set here. Press in the contactor, the resistance drops down to a really low level. Well, that would be our forward interlocks. And then of course when we go to the next one, that would be our reverse holding contact. Sorry, forward holding contacts, reverse holding contacts.